I'm here in my office at the Colony of Mercy, and what we do here is we deal with addiction. I'm a chaplain here at America's Keswick, and we deal with men who are struggling in their addiction. Now, it doesn't always necessarily have to be drugs or alcohol or pornography or gambling. It could be something as simple as possibly an addiction to food or something along those lines. In fact, you may be struggling with something like that you may consider, well, it's not something that I really feel is an addiction. Well, let's break that down. You see, addiction is not a disease. Addiction, on the other hand, is something that you have chosen to place as a priority in your life. You need it. You need it now. You can't live without it. You have to have it. It's something that I need to continue to pursue. The problem comes down to it becomes an idol. And that idol controls your life. You think you have control of the idol, but it's the idol who has control of you. And then, where's God in that process? Well, the answer is God is nowhere to be found, or he's such a low priority, not even on the radar. Point number one is that addiction doesn't necessarily have to be something considered to be socially unacceptable. It could be church. I have to be at church. I can't not be at church. I have to go help. I have to be involved. I have to serve. It could be something like golf. I mean, I got to get out there and play 6 days a week, 36 holes. It could even be something as innocent as following a path toward a romantic relationship. These are all idols if they stand before you and God. Point number two is addiction, being idol worship, takes our focus away from God. The Apostle Paul writes about the fact that we may know God, but we may not necessarily make him the top priority. In Romans chapter 1, starting in verse 21, although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like mortal human beings and birds and animals and reptiles. So you kind of push things off to the side. Listen, point number three. You're not exempt from an addiction, and you're not exempt from idol worship just because you're not in the Colony of Mercy. It's time for you to make a decision. You either follow God or follow your idol. The time to follow God is now. So I would ask you to get on your knees and pray and ask God in this new year for an opportunity to have him show you the way, the truth, and the life, and that's Jesus Christ.